So this is Brainerd Pee Wee AA versus Greenway up in Hibbing. It's our first game / scrimmage this season. I'll try and give a play-by-play a little bit, but I got to rememorize all these kids' names and numbers. I may have to mute the sound on and off depending on whether or not they're playing any music, because YouTube will censor that. It's a beautiful rink here in Hibbing. I've never been in this rink before. It's a kind of big arched ceiling. Looks pretty old, but super well maintained. Everything seems like it's got a fresh new paint job in here. Looks like our starting forwards are Leary, Henson, and Books. And we have Potvin and Velasco back on D. Doing 17-minute periods. There we go. Greenway wins the face-off there. Henson pops it back to Velasco. Velasco took it over to Leary. Leary back to Velasco and off of the Greenway goalie stick. Into the Brainerd zone. Poked away by Velasco. No, that was Books. Skated back down by Leary. Leary centers it. Poked away by Greenway. Brainerd line change now. We have Lick off. Roush is out there. I think that's Bloom over on the other D. Lick back into the Greenway zone. Off in the corner. Sends it back behind the net. Roush after it. Sent out to the point. Off keeps it in. Sends it back behind the net. Picked up by Lick in the far corner. Check there by Reed. Roush tries to center it. Sent back across the blue line. Picked up by Brainerd and carried into the zone. Norris behind the net, looking for someone to pass to, trying to set it up. Backhands it, and it's intercepted by Greenway. Greenway sends it out to the point, knocked down by Reed, sent back in deep into the Greenway zone. Norris out to the point. Shot wide by Brainerd. Not sure who that is over there on D. Reed. Reed on net. Tipped by Henson. Backhand by Henson. Saved. Norris gets the rebound. And Brainerd is up 1-0. We have Lick at center, Books and Leary on wing. Off on D. Icing call on Brainerd, it looks like. Nope. Penalty on Leary. Can't see who our other D is over there on the far side. Number 4. Sorry, I'll try and get those names memorized. Brainerd should be 2-minute penalty. Let's see what they put up there. 13:57 left in the first period. 4 shots on goal for Brainerd, 0 for Greenway. And then, 2-minute penalty. Lick wins the face-off. A little wrister shot from the right D point, and it goes in. Tie game 1-1. Henson on the face-off. Norris on right wing. Gakin on left wing. Gakin with the puck. Carries it into zone. Tries to center it. It's intercepted. Greenway breaks it out. Nice check there from Norris. Greenway dumped the puck in deep. Goes off Brainerd defender. Reed, a little bump. And Reed picks up the puck, skates it out on the far side and through the neutral zone. Cuts towards the center and offsides, I think, on Jack Norris there. It's the enter of the zone. Line change now. Lick on center. Roush and Bloom on wing. Velasco and I think it's Potvin over there on D. Lick wins the faceoff back to Potvin, over to Velasco. He skates it in. Cuts towards the net, circles behind, puts it out front on Bloomstick, but it bounces off and picked up by Greenway. Potvin tries to clear the puck, but Greenway keeps it in. Picked up by Bloom. He sends it behind the net back to Potvin. Potvin back to Velasco. Velasco skates it through neutral ice. Drops it to Bloom. He sends it back deep into the zone. Picked up by Lick behind the net. Centers it up front to Bloom. Puck went off the side of the net. And puck out into neutral zone again. Velasco over the far side. Potvin. His shot is blocked. Velasco to Lick. Out at the point. Lick turns away. Skates up towards the center. Nice moves. Lick. Shot. Goes wide. Nice carry there by Lick. Potvin with the puck in Brainerd zone. Sends it out to neutral ice. Off a balloon stick. Puck loose in the neutral zone. Potvin back to Velasco. Velasco chips it in deep into zone. And Brainerd's going to go off for a line change. Books is out. Henson. Hoff. In Brainerd zone. Out to Leary. Leary tips it up to Henson. Goes off his stick in the neutral zone. Greenway picks it up. Sends it back deep. Icing on Greenway. They had a man deep there, but the pass was too far forward. He got an icing. Yeah, Hoff and Reed on D. Books and Leary on wings. Henson on center. Henson on the face-off here. Wins it back to Reed. Reed. Back to Henson out front. Henson tries to pop it up in the corner. It goes off the side of the net. Picked up by Greenway. And they clear it out at center ice. Books in the far corner of the Brainerd zone. Sends it out to Leary, center ice. Henson chips it into the Greenway zone, goes after it. Centering pass by Henson. And a score. Centering pass by Henson. And that loose puck pops over to Leary, who buries it in the top left corner. Nice shot there by Matt Leary. Look at Norris and Gaken out. Lick wins the face-off. Back to Lee. Lee chases it after it in the Brainerd zone. Over to Tissick. Tissick tips it all along the boards, but Greenway keeps it in. Norris tries to clear it out. Greenway sends it back in deep again. Centering pass, tipped away, out to the point, picked up by Norris. Norris with a breakaway here. Oh, he falls down, loses an edge, and then he's checked down. Loose puck in the corner. And Greenway breaks it out. It's checked at center ice by Velasco. And puck picked up by Lick. Lick carries it out. Stopped at the blue line. To the far side. Tissick chasing after it, putting pressure on. Greenway clears it out to a neutral zone. Glasgow. Lee is along the boards, poked forward by Books. No, that's Roush. Bloom. Behind the net, circling, out to the point. Potvin fires it on goal. It's deflected over the net. Potvin after it. Checked by Potvin. He might cross-checking on Potvin there. Brainerd back on the penalty kill for 2 minutes. Got 8:58 left in the first period. Books wins the face-off. It's sent around behind the net. Kept in by Greenway. Shot goes wide. Sent out near side boards again. Pops out. Picked up by Books. Books carries it down into the Greenway zone. Ties them up deep in their zone. Greenway carries it out to the neutral zone on the right side. Stopped by Lee at the wall. Greenway fans on the slap shot from the point, and it's poked down deep into their zone. Brainerd line change. Roush comes out with Reed, Lick, Lee still out there. Shot on goal. Stick save by Weingren. Roush carries it into zone. Pass to Lick and tipped, but saved by the Greenway goalie. 54 seconds left in the penalty kill for Brainerd. Nice little play there from Roush and Lick. Lick on the face-off. Greenway behind their net. Lick is on a check. Here comes away with the puck, but comes off his stick. Sends it back behind the net. Picked up by Greenway. They clear it out. Chased down ice by Velasco. Velasco drops it to Hoff. Off back to Velasco, center ice. Velasco into the Greenway zone. Deeks of man. Nice centering pass by Velasco to Lick. Stopped by the goalie. Lick tried to stuff it in there. Henson and Gaken forwards. Velasco and Hoff on D. Henson back to Gaken. Gaken makes a shot on goal. Greenway check down to center ice. And that's the end of the PK for Brainerd. Potman comes out, dumps the puck in deep into the Greenway zone. Puck stolen away by Norris as Greenway tries to break it out. And offsides on Brainerd. Puck's bounced back and forth across the blue line. .6:33 left in the first. Henson on the face-off. Brings it back to the D. Over to Lee. Lee, shot on goal. Stick save by Greenway goalie. Puck picked up, loose puck back to Lee. Lee, another shot on goal. Stick save. Norris out front. Norris can't get a stick on it. Henson carries that puck right in the 5-hole. Brainerd goes up 3-1. Lick, Leary, and Books. Lick wins the face-off back to Lee. Puck loose center ice now. Greenway brings it in, checked off the puck by Lee. Sent it over to Reed, picked up by Books. Books through neutral zone into the Greenway left wing side. Books and Lick battling in that far corner. There he comes in to help. Books still chasing after it deep in the Greenway zone. Picked up by Leary, who sends it to Books out front. He's tipped wide. Leary sends it deep. Or no, that was Lick. Sends it deep in the zone. Leary sends it to out front, but Lick can't get a stick on it. And Leary picks up a loose puck right in the house and buries it at the back of the net. Brainerd goes up 4-1. Ensign, Roush, and Bloom. Velasco and I think Potman over there on lefty. Puck into the Greenway zone. Henson chases after it, picks it up behind the net, sends it out to the point. Velasco steps it up. Shot goes off of the Greenway player's stick. Back out to Velasco. Slap shot. Nice shot. Glove saved by Greenway goalie. Henson wins the puck off the face-off, back to Velasco. Velasco sends it in deep. Bloom tries to get it to Henson. It's intercepted by Greenway. They break it out. Greenway offsides as they enter the Brainerd zone. 4:25 left in the first. Shots on goal are 13-2. Henson to Roush off the face-off. Roush up to Bloom, goes off his stick and into Greenway zone. Roush and Bloom battling behind the net. Bloom with the puck, sends it to Henson. A little far out front. Puck goes wide. Hoff picks it up, sends it out to Henson at the point. Henson back to Hoff. Hoff tries to get a shot. Goes high, batted down. Roush. Hoff. Shot high and over the glass for a whistle. Lick, Gaken, and Norris. Off and Chiswick, maybe? Oh, Reed. Off and Reed on D. Reed picks it up center ice. Norris up the middle, poked off his stick. Greenway clears it out. Picked up by Hoff. He's knocked down. Puck ends up deep in the Brainerd zone. Hoff checked in the corner. Returns a favor. Lick picks up the loose puck. Skates it up the middle. Lick loses an edge. Norris picks it up. Backhands it towards the goal. Poked away by the goalie. Gaken gets a shot off. Norris knocks down a Greenway player. Loose puck. Greenway trying to clear it out. Brainerd does a line change. Velasco picks it up center ice. Steps back over to Potman. Back to Velasco. Up along the boards to Leary. Leary skates it in. Tried to get a nice pass to Henson there coming up the middle, but it went off the Greenway player's stick. Henson in the corner pokes it out to Velasco at the point. Changes his mind, sends it behind the net. Leary picks it up. Henson, far corner. He's pinned against the boards there. Loose behind the net. Hooks. Henson Check from Henson. Greenway picks it up behind the net. Leary comes in, steals it away. Nice pass right out to Books. Books shot on goal. And the rebound's covered by the Greenway goalie for a whistle. 1:51 left in the first period. Henson on the face-off. Up in the far corner, Books. Henson picks up the loose puck, steps side of a check, loses the puck out center. Greenway carries it into the Brainerd zone on the left wing side. Send it in deep as they're stopped just inside the blue line. Off. Henson pokes it out to center ice. Lee, back to Hoff. Hoff up to Leary. Leary dumps it in deep. And the rest of the team does a line change. Blake and Bloom are out there now with Roush. Lick, shot on goal. Stick save by the Greenway goalie. Up to Bloom. Bloom to Lick. Lick cuts towards the center, loses the puck in traffic, and Greenway breaks it back out. Centering pass by Greenway, poked away. A Potvin. Loose puck in the house, picked up by Reed. Reed skates it up to center ice. Turns back, looks for a pass. Pass to Bloom. Bloom fires it over the net. Lick out to Roush. The shot goes wide. Puck loose in the corner. Picked up by Greenway. Sent it along the near side boards. Kept in by Potvin. Potvin slap shot. Stick save by Greenway goalie. And that's the buzzer for the end of first period. Leary, Henson, and Books. Start of the second period. Puck carried in by Velasco. We got Lee out at the other right D point. Velasco circling the zone, trying to bump him off it. Leary picks up the loose puck on the far boards, tries to send it towards the net. Greenway. Leary keeps the puck in, turns back in towards the zone, but it's poked out by Greenway. Should have been icing. Loose puck picked up by Velasco in the Brainerd zone. Carried out by Henson, poked off his stick as he enters the neutral zone. Henson in the corner. Centering pass by Greenway, nobody there. Poked out into the neutral zone and chased down by Books. Books to Leary. Leary sends it deep into the Greenway zone. Lee after it. No, that's Reed. Reed picks up the loose puck in the neutral zone. Henson chips it forward. Lick. Greenway clears it out. Hoff over to Reed. Reed tipped up to Lick. Roush tries to pick it up. Lick checked in the corner here. Bloom sends it in deep. Lick after it behind the net. Roush centering pass. Hoff shot on goal. Blocker save. Bloom checked off the puck. Roush in there to help him. Roush comes away with it. Sends it to Lick. Lick, nice slap shot. Stick save by Greenway goalie. And puck comes out to neutral zone. Off picks up the puck behind the Brainerd net. Out to Bloom. Sent back deep into the Brainerd zone. Back out to Bloom. Tips it up to Henson. Sends it on the near side to Hoff. Hoff cuts towards the center. It's checked off the puck. Henson picks up the loose puck in the far corner. Henson behind the net, looking for someone to pass to, sends it out to Norris, or to Velasco, fires it, goes wide. Henson again. Gakin spins, shoots off the upright. Out to Potvin at the point. The shot comes off the shin pads of the Greenway player. And Weingren comes out to send it back into neutral zone. Potvin up the Books. Lick picks it up. Centering pass by Lick. Ooh, a nice play. And the puck comes off its mooring, or the net comes off the moorings for a whistle. Lick, Books, and Leary forward. Reed and that's Lee over there. Reed shot from the point. Glove saved by Greenway goalie. He lays on the rebound for a whistle. Yeah, it's Reed and Lee on D. Lick Wins the face-off to Leary. Leary sends it to the center. Books fans on the shot. Out to the point. Lee fires it in, goes wide. And puck comes out to neutral zone. Leary sends it back in. Lee to Reed. Reed tries to get it out of the Brainerd zone. Greenway keeps it in. Reed checks the Greenway repair off the puck. Over to Leary. Lee to Reed. Reed to Books. Books tips it forward to Reed. Reed up through center ice. Right up the middle. Drops it to Lick. Lick shot on goal. Loose puck. And picked up by Greenway. Leary by himself behind the net. Centers the pass. Goes off a skate. Out to Reed. Reed spins off of a defender to Books. Books shot. Blocker save. Puck loose again out front. Lee tries to send it over to Bloom. It's intercepted. Loose puck picked up by Potvin. In neutral ice. Potvin dumps it into the Greenway zone and chases after it. Check by Potvin. Bloom. The far corner. Out to the point. Shot goes wide. Henson out to Potvin. Potvin shot blocked. Loose puck in the house picked up by Greenway. They turn back and send it behind their net along the far side. Henson peeks around a defender. Oh, that was not in. That went off the both uprights and the crossbar, and somehow didn't cross into the goal. Greenway ices the puck for a whistle. Uh, 10:25 left in the second period. Shots on goal 22-3. Score still 4-1. Brainerd. Look on the face-off. Picked up by Norris. Shot wide. Lick. Centering pass. It's intercepted by Greenway. Carried out. Velasco pokes it off his stick. Boom. Nice check at neutral ice. Velasco centers to Gakin. Back to Lick. Lick loses the puck. Greenway clears it out. Reed back to Lick off his stick. Picked up by Velasco. Cuts towards center. Tries to chip it into the top right corner. Goes over the net. Knocked down. Lick with the puck, cuts towards center. He's stopped where he can get a shot off. Velasco. Centering pass is deflected away. And loose puck on the far side of the net. Gagan comes away with it. Sends it out to... Not sure who we're looking at there. Velasco. Puck out to neutral zone. Reed. Behind the net over to Velasco. Far corner of the Brainerd zone. Velasco sends it down ice. It's picked up by Greenway before the icing. Henson chases after it. Ties it up in the corner. Henson comes away with it. Sends it out to Velasco. To Lee. Lee scores. Lee from the top of the left wing circle. Wrister in the top left corner. Brainerd up 5-1. 8:37 left in the second period. Larry Henson Books. Henson wins the face-off into the Greenway zone. Greenway sends it back out, carried into the Brainerd zone. Hoff pushes into the outside, bumps him off the puck. Hoff steals away the puck, carries it out through the neutral zone. Leary's right behind him, drop pass to Leary. That's intercepted by Greenway, sends it out. Lee, back to Leary. Leary sends it across the zone. Henson picks it up off of Henson's stick. Henson back to Hoff. Hoff to Leary. Leary carries it into Greenway. Dekes around a player, but he gets tripped. And Greenway penalty for tripping coming up. Brainerd going to go on the power play for the first time at 7:49 in the second period. Blick, Bloom, Roush with Velasco and Reed. Bloom deep to Blick, goes off Blick's stick. Back to Bloom. Blick. Puck stolen off his stick. And Greenway tries to carry it out. Bumped off the puck by Books, picked up by Glasgow, shot, pad save, and Greenway picks up the rebound, skates it out into the neutral zone. They send it down ice. Glasgow gets tied up behind the Brainerd goal. Comes away with it. Reed poked off his stick, picked up by Roush. Roush sends it deep into the Greenway zone. Greenway ices the puck. Minute 5 left in the... Why'd they whistle that? Greenway's on the penalty kill, and they iced it, but they called an icing. Norris on the face-off. Puck ends up on the Greenway goalie, who covers it for another whistle. Norris. Wins the face-off back to Lee. Lee over to Reed. Back to Reed. Out to Lee. Lee. Shot on goal, pad save. Leary picks up the puck in the near corner. Centering pass, picked up by Norris. Tries to spin and shoot. His shot's blocked. Loose puck picked up by Gaken. He tries to tip it in, goes over the net. And Greenway sends it down ice. They're calling it icing again. I guess you can't ice the puck on a penalty kill in this game. Leary battling for the puck, tipped out to Reed. Reed shot on goal. Leary gets the rebound back to Reed. Reed tries to center it to Gaken, but it's poked away. Puck loose behind the net into the near corner. Leary after it. Out to Lee. Lee keeps it in. Lee to Gaken. Gaken gets a shot on goal. It deflects over the net and into the netting. Nope, the net came off the goal. For a whistle. That's the end of the power play for Brainerd. 5:47 left in the second. Shots on goal 29-3. Brainerd up 5-1. Henson sends the puck back in deep. Gaken. Roush. Velasco. Aiken. Aiken and Velasco battling it on the wall. Velasco comes away with it. Sends it back to Aiken. Still battling in that far corner. Greenway zone. Out to Roush. Roush, the puck taken away. Goes out to neutral zone. Goes down ice. Potvin after it. With Henson trailing. Aiken tips it forward to Velasco. Velasco tips it into the Greenway zone. Henson. Shot and pad save by the Greenway goalie. Out to Velasco from the point. Shot was high. Henson. Puck comes across the blue line. Brainerd has to come out. Potvin over to Velasco. Velasco shot on goal. With a pad save. A blocker save, I should say. Puck out to neutral ice. Picked up by Reed. Sends it to Roush. Over to Velasco. He sends it all the way across ice. Loose player, Lick. Sullivan Lick scores. And we got 3:58 left in the second period. Lick wins the face-off. Leary skates it into Greenway zone over to Books. Books has a nice look there, but pad save by Greenway goalie. Leary battling behind the net. Books picks up the puck, sends it out to the point. Reed, or no. Up in the neutral zone. Angled off by Reed. Hoff behind the net. Trying to clear it out. Leary picks it up and stolen away. Greenway with the puck. Lick giving chase. Books loses the puck. Just check from Books. Books picks up the puck on the near side boards, chips it out across the blue line into neutral zone. I guess it hit a player on the Greenway bench, so they're going to whistle that. Henson, Gakin, and Norris. Velasco and Lee, I think, over there. Puck deep into the Greenway zone. Gakin after it. Henson picks it up in the corner. Greenway, neutral zone. Dumping in deep behind the net. Velasco steals the puck away. Tries to send it over to Lee, but Greenway intercepts and gets a shot on goal. .226 left in the second. Carried into the Greenway zone by Henson. Reed scores. High on the glove side. Nice pass from Norris there. Brainerd 7, Greenway 1. Velasco seals the puck away. Center ice. Cuts towards the center. Shot off the post. Sends it out to the point. It's kept in. Sent deep into the Greenway zone by Reed, maybe? I don't know if that was Bloom. Lick. Sends the puck in behind the net. Bloom picks it up. Bloom circling. Cuts to the center. Gets a shot off. Blocker save by the Greenway goalie. Lick picks up the loose puck. Back to Bloom. Bloom sends it out to the house. Nobody there to receive it. Comes out to the neutral zone. Velasco picks up that puck. Chips it forward. Puck set deep into the zone by Velasco. Roush to Lick. Lick back to Hoff. Hoff to Velasco. Velasco up the middle. Splits the defenders. Easy goal by Velasco. He made that look easy. Split right through the defenders and tips it around the goalie. .53 seconds left in the second. Henson to Books. Books skates it in. Passes it over to Leary. It's tied up, misses the pass. Henson circling. Shot on goal. Goes wide. Potvin sends it behind the net. Bounces off the boards. And Greenway clears it out off the glass. Lee sends it behind the Brainerd net. Potvin after it. Sends it back to Lee. Lee back to the near side, and Books is pinned. Books comes away with it. Tips it to Potvin. Potvin sends it forward into the neutral zone. Books after it. Books is tripped at the blue line. No penalty. Henson picks it up. Sends it to Leary behind the net. And that's a buzzer into the second. Boys looking good. Score is 8-1, and shots on goal are 35-4. Looks like they're gonna resurface the ice, so take a 15-minute break here.